Greetings viewers and welcome to another experimental video. If you clicked on the video link, you're here to find out if you can actually survive a horde while on a vehicle. And unfortunately, I've done some testing inadvertently while trying to film for this video. I've had all kinds of different results. And one thing I did learn is that you can't even spawn in a day 7 horde if you still have that buff on where basically if you die, you have the little Grim Reaper that shows up and your XP bar turns red until you kind of give back that XP deficit before you can start earning XP again. So once that's happened, so my character currently is level 8. As you can see, I've died twice, and it's just been a little bit of screwing around. And so the results for this are kind of mixed. Right here in front of me, I just have a regular mini bike. The only mods that I have in it are the headlight mod and this blue dye that came with it. Apparently I have gasoline, and that's it. So the whole purpose of this was to find out, hey, if let's say I'm out and about and I'm looting or I'm questing, whatever it is that I'm doing, and I don't pay attention to the time, or I feel like, yeah, I've got some more time and I really don't, and I need to get back to my base. Can I jump on my vehicle and get home? Or am I better off just kind of holing up somewhere and trying to stick out the horde? Well, the problem with this experiment is there's so many variables. So my character may be a different level on a different day and have different vehicles than you may have and different quantities of gasoline. Maybe I found a wrench on day 1 and I started taking apart cars and stocking up gas, and you didn't find a wrench until day 30. Maybe you blasted through your quests and stockpiled cash and you were able to buy a motorcycle by day 7. So you might be a little bit better equipped as long as you've got the gas to feed that thing. Now day 7 horde rolls around. Is it a viable option? So I think the other thing that to take into consideration is the speed of the zombies. So right now, as I play, my sprint speed for my zombies on Blood Moon nights is sprinting, which they're pretty fast. Through my testing here, birds that spawn because you're on a vehicle and they don't like that and they're trying to counteract it, those things, it doesn't matter what speed you have them set on. You can have them set on, your zombies set to walk, and they're going to be on top of you, punching you, giving you concussions and abrasions and infecting you, causing bleeds. And even just one bird can ruin your day, and they do not let go. They are relentless, and they will keep smacking you even if you're holding shift and just zooming along. So I'm going to shut up. We're going to jump on this mini bike. Well, we're going to call in the horde, make sure that we have zombies. Then we're going to jump on the mini bike and start driving, because the other thing I discovered is if the horde starts while you're on a vehicle or in a vehicle, they don't like that, and they immediately will send birds after you. Even on day 7, the first time I tried this, I got absolutely just annihilated by birds before I could even barely take off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and skip the time ahead to day 7. Not going to touch the vehicle. Zombies running. Here comes Mo. We're going to get on our vehicle and we're out. We're going to start driving. And so again, I have no mods in this thing. I don't have a supercharger. I don't have a fuel saver. I don't have a expanded fuel tank. These zombies are set on sprint, and I'm just on a basic mini bike. And I can just basically drive laps around them. So technically, is this a viable option? Sure. If you have a mini bike on day 7 and enough fuel to keep it running, I could sit here and just run these things around. But again, being it's day 7, this is kind of a waste. Other than just to do it for the lulls, because day 7 horde, there's not a whole lot of zombies to worry about. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off the bike and take care of these clowns. All right, so day 7, obviously a viable option. So let's go ahead and top this thing off with gas. Let's skip ahead to day 14. We'll do the same thing. We'll wait to get on the bike until we've actually got zombies coming and they're close and they're here. And go ahead and get on. We'll get smacked first, and then that'll be our indication that it's time to go. So again, same thing. Even though they are on sprint speed, I'm only on a basic mini bike. We could basically kite these guys all night. Not exactly difficult. I mean, I could just keep driving in a straight line. Again, if I'm trying to get back to my horde base or something and I want to leave these clowns in the dust, I can do that. I feel like more zombies are going to spawn once they get out of range, though, is the only problem. Or maybe not. Excuse you. So, not a big deal. Let's go ahead and get rid of them and reset. Alright, so let's fill this thing back up. So now what happens when we jump the day up quite a bit? So let's go to day 70. So we'll look at our loot stage is only 8. So again, not very high because of our character level. Zombies have found us. We're going to start driving. Obviously, as the days increase, the number of zombies that start showing up should get a little bit worse. So again, regardless, their sprint or their speed is set to sprint. Day 70. Because of our loot stage, obviously it's not very high. I don't know how you're going to make it that far and not level up. I would certainly hope you're not only level 8 or 9 by day 70. So, no big deal there. Alright, so, again, not too terribly difficult. So now what I'm going to do, and you've seen that all the way up to day 70. Nothing's changed. We're on the same character. We're loot stage 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to day 7. And we're going to start out day 7 on the bike. So we're going to get turned this way. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. And we're going to call in a horde while I'm sitting on the bike. And I already hear puke, and there's a bird. And there's another bird. Have you ever seen a zombie bird on a day 7 horde? I know I haven't. We don't even have any zombies, we just have birds. Oh, there's the zombies. And I'm holding shift and W, and these birds are still able to smack me, so this is kind of the anti-vehicle defense, I guess. And they do that on purpose just to prevent you from being able to cheese your way to victory, I guess. Let's get off the bike. So you saw day 7, day 21, day 70. There was absolutely no birds. We were able to kite the zombies. Again, they probably would have been a lot more of them if our loot stage was actually higher, so if I had given myself some XP. But you can see the big factor here is if you start the horde on a vehicle, and it doesn't matter if you're in a gyrocopter or 4x4 motorcycle, I've tried all of them already, you're going to get swarmed by birds just like that. The higher the level, though, there's going to be more. When I tried that on day 700, I got swarmed by probably 50 birds. It seemed like I couldn't even see my character because there were so many birds swarming me and puking on me. I had every injury that you can possibly get in this game, and I was bleeding out and dying before I could even try and hatch a plan. So, number one, this is not a viable option if you start on the vehicle. So when the horde starts, you need to be on foot, let the zombies kind of spawn in and get to you, then jump on your vehicle and start hightailing it out of wherever it is you are, especially if you are out somewhere and you're just trying to make it back home. If you're trying to use this as a tactic to survive a horde, probably wouldn't recommend it again because of the gasoline consumption. That's probably better used traveling across the map to go loot, do some quests and find traders and whatever else is you decide to do while you're in the wasteland. Now, once you actually get into the later game hordes where you're actually starting to get a whole bunch of birds just naturally, not because you started on a vehicle, those things are still going to be there and they're going to be spawning pretty prevalently. And as you're flying around or driving around, they're going to start coming after you. So, or let me get it set up where it's a little bit higher level and I'll just show you what I'm talking about so you can see the craziness for yourself. All right, so here we are on day 700. If I look at my character, I am level 300. Our loot stage is 375. We've got a 4x4 here. I'm going to open it up and just show you. We have the fuel saver, the reserve tank, the supercharger, and the headlight mod in here. It is topped off on gas. There's no option here to fill it. So we're going to try two different things here. We're going to try it, again, starting in the vehicle, and we're going to try it starting out of the vehicle. So having it at that high of a loot stage there's no telling what we're going to get. We could get demolishers right off the bat. We could get normal birds right off the bat. So we're going to do it not in the vehicle first. So let's just do it. So here we go. Day 700, 2200. We're not in a vehicle. Near the vehicle. No birds. Hear footsteps. Oh, I see some greeny meanies. And we're going to start driving. They're already slowing us down. Oh, there's the first bird already. There's another bird, and I can't even move. This guy's blocking us. So, and we're just getting hit by birds, and it stops the vehicle. I'm holding shift and W. Oh, we might be starting to leave him behind now. Look at that. Oh, still getting hit. Man, when they hit you while you're in a vehicle, it just slows you down. Some cops. Getting all jammed up. Not a viable option, especially for the later game. And you saw we did not start in the vehicle. We were outside of it before we got in. And yeah, definitely different results from previous attempts. So honestly, I don't even need to do one starting in the vehicle. This is... all I'm doing is I'm just holding shift and W. And I can't do anything. I can't go anywhere. We were just getting smacked around by these guys. I'm going to jump out real quick. Turn on God mode. I'm going to reset the time to 4 o'clock just so that... Look at all these birds. So as you can see, not a viable option regardless if you start in or out of the vehicle once you're in the late game. Definitely build up your horde-based defenses, make it out of steel, add some traps, preferably some SMG and shotgun turrets, and I think you'll be all right. So again, I think the strategy may be viable in terms of an emergency. I need to get back to my base and it's not that far away. Or again, early game when there's not a lot of birds to contend with, but still not advisable. Definitely the way the game is meant to be played is to build a base and defend it. So I would stick with that. Hopefully you guys found this video somewhat useful, entertaining, educational. If you feel like I didn't give the test a fair shake, or I should have tried some other variables, again, I've tried it with different vehicles, different days, different levels. And again, it's all the same. If I start in a vehicle, I get swarmed by birds from day 7 to day 7,000. Once you get later in the levels and when you get higher in the levels and later in the days, all the birds just start showing up naturally. So apparently they just have super speed. It doesn't matter what you have your zombie blood moon speed set to. They just kind of do their own thing and they have their own supercharger mods, I guess. So hopefully you found this video useful, educational, entertaining, even slightly. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. As always, I'm open to constructive criticism or feedback, anything that I can do to make my videos better for you. So with that, thanks for watching and we'll catch you in the next video.